Hi guys, so I just got home from work and in I think my wine label bottle tutorial I made a point to say if anyone wants to learn how to calibrate their machine so it can do print and cut, let me know. And I got tons of comments and messages saying please show us how to calibrate your machine so it cuts properly when you're doing the print and cut option. So I wanted to jump on here real quick and show you how to calibrate your machine. So I'm going to be calibrating my maker, but it's pretty much the same exact process for your Explorer Air 2 or your Air. One thing for the maker, you also need to calibrate your knife blade. So your knife blade. So if you plan on cutting like fabric or not fabric, chipboard or wood or anything like that, you need to calibrate your knife blade also, and it's the same exact process. So I'm going to be calibrating the fine point blade, so that's the typical blade. So that's all. So if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you get notified every time I upload a new video. And with that being said, let's get started. So let's get started. So first things first, so to calibrate our machine, I'm going to go over here to these three little lines. So this is like your main menu. And we're going to go to calibration here. You could see your options here. So if you have a maker, you're going to want to calibrate your rotary blade. So this is for, fabric and things like that. You're going to want to calibrate your knife blade. So this is where you can cut chipboard, balsa wood, things like that. And then this is for print then cut. So that is what we are going to do today. But if you are trying to calibrate these two, it's pretty much the same process. So we're going to click print then cut. So we are going to go here to print, and we're going to print our calibration sheet. So you're going to want to make sure that your printer is ready to go. It has a piece of paper in it. This is my printer, so I'm just going to hit print here. And once it is printed, then I'm going to put it on the sheet in the top left corner of my mat, and I'll hit continue once that's finished. Okay, so I just printed from my printer here, and this is what the calibration sheet looks like. So now we are going to follow the directions on the screen, and we are going to place it on our mat in the top left corner and hit continue. So we're pretty much done with our printer now, so I'm going to move it out of the way. And if you want to know what printer I have it linked below. It's on Amazon. It's very affordable, and I haven't had any problems with it yet for the most part, so it was a good investment. And I usually hate filming at night because I really hate the lighting that I have in here. But, for you guys, I'll do it. Okay, so we are going to follow the directions on the computer. And it says to place it in the top left corner. All right, and where is my squeegee? I don't know where it is. I'll just use this for now. My Cricut scraper will work just fine. Okay, so now that we have that on our mat, I'm going to hit continue. And I'm going to select my Cricut, so I'm going to be doing my maker. So it's going to load here for us. All right, so it's telling us to load our mat. So I'm gonna load it like I would a normal project. So we're gonna load our mat and then we're gonna hit cut. And so basically what this is gonna do is it's gonna make a series of marks and we're gonna tell it, we're gonna follow the directions on here, but it's gonna make a series of cuts and we're gonna tell it which cuts we like the best or which are the most accurate. So first it's going to do this little square guy here. It's going to do a test cut. Okay, so without unloading our mat, we're going to examine the cut lines around the small square in the middle and then answer this question. So does the cut line touch the printed line all the way around? So I can't unload the mat because it tells me not to, but we're going to look at this and see if it touches the printed line all the way around. It does for the most part over here. It's a little short, so it really depends on what you think. So for me, it's pretty close up here, so I'm not going to worry about it. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to click yes. And I'm going to hit continue. So now it's going to do a series of cuts on these lines up here. It's going to do the vertical ones and the horizontal ones, and these are the calibration cuts. Okay, so now we're going to follow the directions again. So without unloading the mat, examine the lines on the top and the right of the calibration sheet. So here, we're going to tell it which cuts landed closest to the center, the top or the right. Oh, no, sorry. We're going to do, so all of your lines have number. So you're going to look to see which cuts landed closest to the center for the top and for the right. So I kind of got to move you guys around here, but we can look at mine. So I don't know if you guys can really see that well, but to me, on the top, it looks like 12, I think, is the closest to the center. So 12 for the top. And then let's look over here on the right side. I think F for the right. And then I think I said 12 for the top. Okay, so the one on the top was 12 that landed the closest, and the one on the right was F. So when we're done, we're going to hit continue. So now it's going to do one last cut. So now it's doing our last confirmation cut. So now we can unload the mat and we're going to look at this cut line around this square and we're going to say whether or not we like it. If you are not happy with it, then you're going to click no and you can just do this all over again. If you are happy with it, then you just hit continue and you're good to go. Alright, so that's pretty much it. So if you're happy with your cut, then you're good to go. Your machine is calibrated. If you're not happy with it, I think it gives you an option to select no, and you basically will just go through this whole process again. You can print out a new calibration sheet, do all your cuts again, and get it to how you want it. From my experience, none of my cuts have ever been completely 100% perfect, and so for me that's okay. I don't do a ton of print then cut, and most of the things that I do, you know, there's a little room for error, flexibility. So once you're happy with it, you just save it and you close it and you're good to go, and your machine is calibrated. So don't forget, if you have a maker, you're going to want to do this for your knife blade and also for your rotary blade. So that's pretty much it. I hope this was helpful. This is my first time doing a calibration video, so let me know if you guys like this or if it was helpful. If you have any other questions, please feel free to ask, and happy crafting!